Hi and welcome to My CTO Friend, the place where non-technical founders build successful startups by improving their tech management skills. I'm Amaury and today I'm going to answer a question from Sasha, the co-founder of a B2B marketplace. His question is, how do I build a cloud-ready application and what does a stateless application mean? Before answering this question, let's add a bit of context. Sasha and his co-founder already developed the first version of a product. They are now undertaking the version 2 of their product and are considering moving to Amazon Web Services, also known as AWS. Amazon Web Services is a cloud provider, which means they provide servers and services to host your application. In the previous video, we talked about the advantage of cloud solutions versus server hosting. But life is not that easy, especially when it comes to software development. To take full advantage of a cloud solution, an application needs to be tweaked for a bit. And that is where I would like to introduce you the concept of a stateful and stateless application. You might know that using a cloud architecture also means that your application will be replicated across several servers, allowing your website visitors to use one or the others smoothly. The point is that the application needs to save customers' information, right? And what if the information saved on a server is turned down a few seconds later? We cannot lose customers' information. So this is where the concept of stateful and stateless application come into place. A stateful application stores customer information and sessions on the local server, while stateless application store the customer information and sessions on a remote service. This is why there are two types of key services on the cloud. Application services, just to run application, and storage services to store files, database, etc. And to make your application fully compatible with cloud solutions, you need to store your customer information in external services. And there are three types of information that you need to ask to your developer to externalize. First, the session. This is the user information that is connected on your platform, on your website. And we need to centralize all that information, his login, his password, his username, etc., on a centralized database or on dedicated cache servers like Redis or Memcache, etc. That's a bit techy. Well, that you just need to ask that to your developer. The second thing you need to centralize somewhere are the files, like your customer's files, his avatar's picture, etc., etc. And usually there are services like Amazon S3 that are well known for this. And the third component that you need to centralize is, of course, the database. This is the most easiest part. So to conclude and answer Sasha's question, let's sum it up with a little drawing. So basically, we are on your cloud provider. On the cloud provider, like as we saw last week, we have three types of services. We have application services. We have files, storage services, and we have database. When you are going to build your application will go here. You will provide like a zip file of your application. Usually, what happens on a classical application is that on the same servers, you might be here on a specific server. Like, let's assume that we have here one server and then we have lots of other servers that are quite the same. So you have on this same server usually the database itself plus all your files in the same directory. Like your JPEG files, the image, etc., etc. And the third thing that you have here a session. It's actually a directory too. So what we need to do when we develop an application and we convert it to take the most out of cloud provider solutions is to stop storing things on one server, because if this server crash and then automatically you move to another one, you will lose all this informations. So the solution is to use dedicated directory on a remote storage like S3. So that's a remote file storage. And you need to use dedicated application. So dedicated database, sorry, DB, here for your application, as well as maybe a tiny, let's drawing this way, a tiny session database, which can be a different technology, but that's not a big point. And redirect and develop, it's just a matter of changing few lines, in fact. Changing few lines in your code to use these services. And that's going to be it. It's going to take something like 1, 2, or 3 days maximum. Some developers can change an application in 2 hours, but usually turning your application and making it compatible with cloud providers will take something like 1 or 2, maybe 3 days. So now that you have a good understanding on how things works, just know that it's exactly the same with other cloud providers. I took some example, Amazon Web Services, which is one of the most known cloud providers, but that's exactly the same with Google Cloud Platforms, Microsoft Azure, or Heroku, or IBM Clouds. That works exactly the same. Now, if like Sasha, you have a specific question, just go ahead and ask on myctofriend.co/ask. I will do my best to answer your question by video or to redirect you to an existing content that will answer it. And also be sure to go through our other content at myctofriend.co to learn more from real startup growth experience and better manage your startup development. I will be waiting for your question and I look forward to seeing you in other videos. Cheers!